What up, fools? Let's read some more Goosebump books. Number 2 chapter. Alright. Way! Randy let out another terrified wail. Then he took off, running full speed to the house, crying for Mom. I took off after him. I didn't want to get in trouble for scaring him again. Randy, wait! Wait! I'm okay, I shouted, laughing. Of course I had my toes buried in the dirt. He should have been able to figure that out. But he was too scared to think straight. Wait! I called after him. I didn't get to show you the monster in the tree! He heard that. He stopped and turned around. His face was still all twisted with fright. Huh? There's a monster up in the tree, I said, pointing to the sassafras tree we've been sitting under. A tree monster. I saw it! No way, he screamed, and started running again to the house. I'll show it to you, I called, cupping my hands around my mouth so he'd hear me. He didn't look back. I watched him stumble up the steps into the back stoop and disappear into the house stoop. The screen door slammed hard behind him. I stood staring at the back of the house, waiting for Randy to poke his frightened head out again, but he didn't. I bust out laughing. The toe biter was one of my best creations. And then digging my toes into the dirt and pretending that the monster had gotten me too? What a riot! Get out of here. Poor Randy, he was just too easy a victim. And now he was probably in the kitchen, squealing to Mom. That meant real soon I'd be in for another lecture about how it wasn't nice to scare my little brother and fill him full of scary monster stories. But what else was there to do? I stood there staring at the house, waiting for one of them to call me in. Suddenly a hand grabbed my shoulder, hard from behind. Gotcha! Voice growled! Oh, I cried out and nearly jumped out of my skin. A monster! I spun around and stared, laughing face of Aaron Messer. Aaron giggled his high-pitched giggle. He had tears in his eyes. I shook my head, frowning. You didn't scare me, I insisted. Oh, sure, he replied, rolling his blue eyes. That's why you screamed for help. I didn't scream for help, I protested. I just cried out a little, in surprise. That's all. Aaron chuckled. You thought it was a monster. Admit it. Because that's all you think about, he said. You're obsessed. Oh, big word, I teased him. He made a face at me. Aaron is my only friend who stuck around this summer. His parents are taking him somewhere out west in a few months. But in the meantime, he's stuck like me, just hanging out, trying to fill the time. Aaron is about a foot taller than me, but who isn't? He has curly red hair and freckles all over his face. He's very skinny, and he wears long, baggy shorts that make him look even skinnier. I just saw Randy run into the house. Why was he crying like that? Aaron asked, glancing to the house. I could see Randy at the kitchen window, staring out at us. I think he saw a monster, I told Aaron. Huh? Monster again? Aaron cried. He gave me a playful shove. Get out of here, Lucy. There's one up in the tree, I said seriously. Look. Aaron turned around to look. You're so dumb, he said, grinning. No, really, I insisted. There's a really ugly monster. I think it's trapped up there in that tree. Lucy, stop it, Aaron said. That's what Randy saw, I continued. That's what made him run screaming into the house. You see monsters everywhere, Aaron said. Don't you ever get tired of it? Get over here, kitty. I'm not kidding this time, I told him. My chin trembled, and my expression turned outright fear as I glanced over Aaron's shoulder at the broad, leafy sassafras tree. Or broad, not bored. Now. Alright. Yeah, sure, Aaron replied, with his usual sarcasm. Ready? Get that broom, I mentioned to the broom leaning against the back of the house. Huh? What for? Aaron asked. Go get the broom, I insisted. We'll see. We'll see if we can get the monster down from the tree. Why do we want to do that? Aaron asked. He sounded very hesitant. I could see that he was starting to wonder if I was being serious or not. You'll never believe me, I said seriously. I don't believe in monsters, Aaron replied. You know that, Lucy. Save your monster stories for Randy. He's just a kid. Will you believe me if one drops out of that tree, I asked. Nothing is going to drop out of that tree, except maybe some leaves, said Aaron. Go get a broom and we'll see, I said. Okay, fine. He went trotting towards the house. I grabbed the broom out of his hand when he brought it over. Come on, I said, leading to the tree. I hope the monster hasn't climbed away. Aaron rolled his eyes. I can't believe I'm going along with you, Lucy. I must be really bored. You won't get bored in a second, I promised. If the tree monster is still up there. We stepped into the shade of the tree. I moved close to the truck and gazed up into its leafy green branches. Oh, trunk, not trunk. Whoa, stay right there. I put my hand on Aaron's chest, holding him back. It could be dangerous. Get out of here. Give me a break, he muttered under his breath. I'll try to get this straight, Aaron said. You expect me to believe that you're going to take the broom, shake up a tree branch, and a monster is going to come tumbling down from up there? Uh-huh. I could see that the broom handle wasn't quite long enough to reach. I'm going to have to climb up a little, I told Aaron. Just watch out, okay? Oh, I'm shaking. I'm so scared, Aaron cried, making fun of me. I shinned up the tree. I shinned up the trunk and pulled myself into the lowest limb. It took me a while because I had the broom in one hand. See any scary monsters up there? Aaron asked smugly. It's up there, I called down, fear creeping into my voice. It's trapped up there. It's very angry, I think. Aaron snickered. You're so dumb. I pulled myself up to a kneeling position on the limb. Then I raised the broom in front of me. I lifted it up to the next branch. Higher. Higher. I lifted up, then holding up tightly onto the trunk with my free hand, I raised the broom as far as it would go and pushed it against the tree limb. Success! I lowered my eyes immediately to watch Aaron. He let out a deafening shriek of horror as the monster toppled from the tree and landed right on his chest! Right on his chest! Kitties! Well, guess I'll do another one someday. There's like 20 more chapters to read. Ah! Peace out, Skataboos!